You did not choose your name. You did not choose the country you were born in, the language your parents spoke, or the face you see in the mirror every morning. But what if the choices go even deeper than that? What if the way you laugh, the things that frighten you, the reason you pull away from people or cling to them, what if all of that was already written before you ever took your first breath? This is not a metaphor. This is not philosophy. This is what the science is beginning to tell us. For most of human history, people assumed your personality was something you built, something you earned. Character was forged through struggle, through choices, through the slow pressure of life shaping a person the way water shapes stone. And then, the researchers arrived with their measuring tools, and everything got complicated. In the 1980s, psychologist Thomas Bouchard at the University of Minnesota began tracking down identical twins raised apart, raised in completely different families, in completely different parts of the world. He was not expecting what he found. Twins who had never met showed almost identical political views, identical career choices, identical fears and habits and humor. One pair had both become volunteer firefighters. Another pair had both named their dogs Toy. Bouchard's conclusion was as simple as it was unsettling. Somewhere between 50 and 80% of the variation in your personality can be explained by genetics. Let that number land. That means your restlessness, your empathy, your stubbornness, your appetite for risk. Most of that was already in the blueprint. Not written in stone, but written in something. Written in you. There are 5 major dimensions of personality. Scientists call them the Big Five: openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, neuroticism. Every one of them has a strong heritable component. Robert Plomin, a behavioral geneticist at King's College London, found that even subtle traits, how easily you feel guilt, how quickly you trust a stranger, how much chaos you can tolerate, are significantly predicted by genetics. The environment is not irrelevant. But here is the part that made researchers double-check their numbers. The environment that matters most is not the shared one. Not the family dinner table, the neighborhood, or the school. Studies consistently find that siblings raised in the same home by the same parents turn out barely more similar in personality than strangers. What shapes you is the non-shared environment. The private one. The teacher who said the thing that stuck. The moment that rewired something. The friend group that let you be a version of yourself no one at home had ever seen. Which raises a difficult question. If the shared environment barely matters and genetics account for most of the rest, then what exactly are parents doing? The current answer is uncomfortable. Parents set the stage, but they do not write the script. The core of who you are arrived with you. Every trait that persisted in your bloodline did so because it once helped someone survive. Your anxiety is not a flaw. It is an inheritance. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is something your ancestors needed. Your genes do not just shape who you are, they shape the environments you walk into. If you are inclined toward novelty seeking, you will find situations that feed that drive. You will attract the people and chaos that match your inner frequency. Your genes are not a cage. They are a gravitational pull, and you spend your whole life orbiting what you were made to orbit, often without knowing it. The research does not say you cannot change. Jerome Kagan found that highly reactive infants, startling easily, flooded by stimulation, mostly learned by adolescents to manage that reactivity. They had not erased it. They had built something around it. They became people who understood themselves deeply enough to work with what they were given. Understanding your nature is not surrendering to it. It is the opposite. When you stop trying to be someone else's version of what a person should be, things begin to fit differently. Choices feel less like obligations. Relationships stop feeling like performances. There is a real freedom in knowing what you are. The twin raised in another country looked across a room at his genetic mirror for the first time and recognized something. Not the face, something deeper. The way the other one held his coffee cup. The way he laughed before the joke was finished. The way he sat in a chair like he was already preparing to leave it. You did not choose your name. You did not choose the face in the mirror. But the person looking back at you was never random. That person was assembled from something ancient, encoded in the particular arrangement of molecules that made you and no one else. You arrived already becoming.